Alright guys, time for the second story. So, on June 28th, me and my friend, I was hanging out with one of my friends after I came back from swim practice, because I promised him that we would hang out one day, and that would just happen to be that day. He's 18, I'm 17, just for you guys who want to know, for the story. And we decided he had to go up to a town that was about 15 minutes away to his uncle's house to give him this water pump for his uncle. But then when we got there, we forgot it at his house, basically. So we decided to head back into town and go get it, because it's not much of a big deal, it's just 15 minutes away, we'll go get it and come back. We did that, and once we came back into town, we felt his car all wobbly on the upper right side, and it was just basically if you're on gravel with little bumps in the dirt, that's what it felt like. So we pull up into this residential area where they stopped building houses, so it was just the roads and the courts were just dirt and grass growing. We got out, we checked the tire, it just seems to be a little flat, and we just looked at each other saying, oh, we could probably make it down to an air pump, which is 2 blocks away. Well, maybe 3, but we decided, okay, we'll just go to this air pump right down the street, and we get in, we move 5 feet, the tire pops. And we were like, oh crap, this isn't good. But luckily for me and him, we know how to change spare tires. So we were looking in his backseat of his truck, looking for the jack and the iron tire iron, excuse me. And we found the tire iron and this kit to take out the spare tire, but there's no jack there. So we're just going around, we were just thinking, okay, how are we going to do this? So I decided, you know what, screw it, I'm just going to walk around the neighborhood real quick. This area had a few houses that were built completely, but it was mostly 15% of it was done, the rest were just canceled. And there's 15 houses there, and I walked around all 15 houses, only 2 people were home. Luckily, one lady had one that she let us borrow, and we were eternally grateful for her. And I go back to his truck, and we're trying to figure out how to take out this spare tire, because most of you know the spare tire usually is holding by bolts and stuff, but this one was holding by a cable that was being pulled up into the tire. And so we were trying to figure out for 45 minutes trying to get this thing out, because it said that in the instructions that we had to get these pieces to take it out. We had to put these metal rods together and put it in this one area and twist it. But there was different types of it. There was this one that had a little hook at the end. We thought that was the right piece, but then we soon found out it wasn't. It was one that had this square in. So we decided, and we finally figured out that was the right piece, and so we did it. We took out the spare tire, and then we start to lift up the truck with the jack, which took us about 30 minutes to lift up, take off the tire, and replace. And so once we're done, me and him look at each other, and we're just going you know what, it's a really hot day, I don't give a fuck what we do now. So I'm all greasy and sweaty and shit, and we're you know what, let's go down to this town next door where they have a lake, which is Lodi, the Lodi Lake. And so we go there, and we're just walking around this trail area that leads into a river, stream, whatever you want to call it. And we're there for at least 30 minutes, and then we found this one area that we can jump into, and we jump in, we cool off, we rub the grease off our hands and our forearms and wherever. And then we get out, we get our clothes back on. He realizes that he lost his wallet, and so we were thinking, oh, it's probably around here somewhere. We can't go that far. And so we're looking around these bushes back and forth. He starts to panic, and we're just looking back and forth this area that we were going back and forth between about an hour straight until we said, it's gotta be at the bottom of the lake, dude. It's not coming back. And he was fine about losing his bank card, his driver's license, all that, because you know what, it's at the bottom of the lake. I don't think anyone's gonna fish for it. And so but he was really sad because his dad gave him something sentimental that his father gave him, and so he felt like he looked really sick, kind of looking, and so it was just really painful seeing him like that, and I felt really bad for him too. And I was talking to his dad and saying that how he lost his card that his dad gave him. I don't know what it was, but he said it was like some kind of card that had a cross on it or something like that. And I told his dad, and he was like, you know what, it happens. It's not a big deal. And then we were talking to him and all that, and we were trying to calm him down. He was calmed down, but he still seemed a little upset. But that was just one really bad day for him. And yeah, that's basically the story of it. Time for the last one.